A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation.
This is the Daredevil series, only on Turn 200. Welcome back. It's time for some Daredevil series racing. For the very first time, it's the Knockhill Racing Circuit International Reverse. We've done the circuit the proper way with the SRL Sports Car Championship, but now it's time to go backwards in this very small, tightly confined road course here in the Scottish Highlands. Welcome aboard, everybody. It's the Daredevil series here on Turn 200. Tommy Cook, Matt Williamson, partner. Welcome back to Knockhill. As if we didn't get enough the first time, it's Daredevil time here.
Oh, yeah, baby. It's going to be a good one. The reverse layout. I mean, these drivers are absolutely blazing their way through this racetrack. The track looks to be fairly cool right now. We'll check the temperatures here in a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, you kind of said it in the drivers meeting. It's one thing to just run practice laps here. It's a completely different thing to try and race and make passes here. So that portion of it, I'm excited to see how that goes.
Well, let's take a look at the point standings, and anybody who has any sort of observationalism will notice something right off the bat about these point standings.
They are absolutely wacko. Yes, that is correct.
I mean, not only that, but I mean, in a particular order as well.
You mean as far as our finishers?
Uh-huh.
Um, so yes, if anybody is unaware, or if anybody forgot, it has been a while. The points, the way the points work out here in the Daredevil series is absolutely, they're wild. They are wild. It's a wild points system here. Wins are extremely helpful. Brody Gunter obviously getting the big win last week, 1,000 points to the winner. Christopher Kresge, James Watson, our second and third finishers. They're going to be a few hundred points behind, and then Dakota DeMade, Joshua Rutherford, Matt Short, Matt Schlosser, Corey Rutherford, Zach Flaum, and Rhett Nichols. Those are going to be your top 10 finishers from last week. No bonus points, nothing like that here in the Daredevil series. So as they finish, that is how the points shake out. And if you get a win here tonight, you could absolutely vault yourself into the top 5.
Absolutely, and somebody will definitely be looking forward to do that. The bad news for this field as of right now, Brody Gunter is the betting favorite. He has provisional pole, and everybody except for J.W. Miller has turned a lap here in qualifying. So Gunter with control of this field will be bad news. One driver that is looking for redemption will be James Watson after a soul-crushing, literally half a lap away from making the race official. Before that first and only caution of the night came out, Watson now will be on the outside of the front row. We've always said he's a sneaky good road course racer here in the Daredevil series, and now he'll be on the outside front row with an opportunity to prove it. 1.25 miles, 9 turns. It's the smallest road course the Daredevil series has ever gone to. Honestly, for a purpose-built facility, they don't get hardly any smaller than this, or at least if they do, they don't wind up on iRacing. So it's going to be a wild, wild time. Hello to the Modachek gang, as we've got one Modachek out here on the track, or about to be on track, rather, in about 20 seconds' time for the first time on a Wednesday night here with the Daredevil series. Hello to Bailey. Hello to Joshua Rutherford, who will be ready to go after his big top 5 finish last week. He'll roll on from P11 here on the starting grid momentarily. 19 drivers here tonight. We've lost 3 and gained 3, the exact same number of drivers taken to the grid here for the Daredevil series at Knockhill Racing Circuit. It's round number 2, the traditional short road course berth on the schedule. The honors go to Knockhill Reverse here this season. The field will take shape, and it will be Brody Gunter leading the field to green after his marvelous victory at Indianapolis in our season opener last week. It is James Watson looking for redemption, starting to his outside in the front row. Rhett Nichols, always the ace of the road courses, next to another ace of the road courses, Christopher Hill. What a dynamic duo there on row number 2. One of 2, make it 3 debutantes on the night. Tom Monheimus, who just lagged out of the session. We'll hope to get him back here in just a minute. He will roll off from 5th, with Kyle Allen, another newcomer, lining up to his outside after his debut went awry last week at Indianapolis. It is Matt Short and Matt Schlosser, the Society, on row number 4. Dakota DeMade and Cody Claiborne round out your top 10 starters. It's Joshua Rutherford, easy for you to say, starting in 11th with Zach Amspacher to his outside in his series debut this evening. Austin Lafferty, it's a home race for the Scotsman. Hello to Austin Lafferty from the 13th starting position. Joshua Modachek in his debut tonight will start to his outside. Paul Olson and Corey Rutherford on row number 8. It's Victor Aldrich and Christopher Kresge on row 9. And J.W. Miller will round out the rest of the field. Looks like a beautiful day out in Scotland. Partner, what are the weather conditions and what are these drivers up against here tonight for 60 laps?
Yeah, a little bit of sun has poked out here from qualifying, so the ambient temperature still very cool, only 67 degrees. Track temperature sitting at 88, which is pretty cool as well. So as the tires start to get up to temperature, they get a couple laps in them. This is going to be a very, very fast racetrack. We got 60 laps around Knockhill Reverse here tonight, the same amount of laps that we had around Indianapolis, but a much different layout, you would say. So these drivers are going to be blazing lap times around here. The braking zone into turn 1 is going to be one to watch here as we get going for the start of this race. Also, this racetrack, we'll talk about this throughout the night. Racetrack can get pretty dirty. A lot of drivers get some tires off the racetrack on one side or another, kick some gravel, kick some grass up. Drivers are going to have to be very, very careful of debris on the racetrack.
Pace truck is going to hang right as we are ready to go for 60 of the most exhilarating laps the Daredevil series possibly has ever faced. 19 drivers are green here at Knockhill. The dash down the hill to turn number 1. Gunter on the inside, Watson on the outside. The tight left-hander, and the lead belongs to Gunter. Pretty clean through the first turn, but this is where it all go awry. The right-hand sweeper.
Oh, Nichols
And
nearly made contact.
A tight left as Nichols is up to second. Great start for him. Watson back to third. And the big downhill chicane. You can catch air if you go down too fast or hit one of the big sausage curbs. Everybody's navigated it quite nicely, though. Back up the hill we go. Brody Gunter in control of the field as Hill and Nichols and Claiborne all running wide there through the final turn. There's no runoff there. It's only grass. Gunter setting a nice pace at the front of this field. For the back, some hitches there through the first turn, but still pretty clean opening lap. 18 and 19 took the green flag. Still don't have Tom Monheimus back.
Oh, you see Cody Claiborne getting those right side wheels way off the ground down that little chicane. In the final corner here, almost every driver dipping tires off into the right side, so that will be a place we really need to watch for grass, dirt, and gravel picking up onto the racetrack.
It's going to be gross, that is for sure. There's some good battling here. Nichols has put some separation back to Watson. Glosser and DeMade close together here.
Monachek and Joshua Rutherford battling a little bit further back. This is just outside the top 10.
Gunter still piping in some fast laps up here as Monachek in his first Daredevil series appearance, making a big dive here. A little blinking for Monachek. I don't know if we hardly ever see that. But he is looking to win the battle of the Joshuas here.
He's not clear yet. Now he is. Rutherford tried to give him a fight there, but Monachek able to pull through.
I'm sure any result for Monachek is gravy here tonight because he's going to turn right around from this session and go and race 50 laps at Williams Grove in a Pro Late model. One driver that started to find their footing a little bit here, Christopher Hill in fourth, just put in the purple lap, and it's a sub 42. So Hill in fourth. We'll have Watson and Nichols to try and combat here as they have all fallen over 2 seconds behind Brody Gunter.
Schlosser's kept DeMade in his sights, but has never really had an opportunity to try and make a pass.
That's the thing is, I mean, you obviously don't have enough time for a big slipstream here at this track. The longest straightaway is the front stretch. You really got to bank on your opponents making mistakes. Not that that's hard. Very easy to come by here, but,
Yeah, and it's
just
one of
hard
those
to make
things,
passes.
Yeah, and also, early on in this race, there's not a ton of debris on the racetrack. The tires aren't super hot yet. This is a time you just don't want to make any silly mistakes. And then as the race continues on, you'll see drivers that have worn the tires down, gotten the tires way too hot. Then you'll be able to kind of make your moves and maybe pick a couple off here and there. So a little bit of patience is going to go a long way here in the early goings. But it's hard to be patient, but Schlosser has a big run here, and he's going to take it down into turn 1.
Schlosser, wheel to wheel here with the demigod, and he will take 7th away. So nicely done for Schlosser. Meanwhile, Rhett Nichols in 2nd, just clocked the purple lap. He's starting to reel some time back here on Brody Gunter. Oh, problems for Matt Short. Short is around out of the downhill chicane, and that will drop him from 5th down outside of the top 10, as that is a tight rejoin there with Joshua Monachek running wide. I mean, there's not anything hardly that Short could have done much differently there, but Monachek, I'm sure, there's still a little bit of unfamiliarity with the car. Hard to even tell where your left side tires are in comparison to some of the folks around you. So that'll cost Monachek a position and some time as well.
Austin Lafferty making up a spot. Got a nice run down the front stretch. Made a pass on Joshua Rutherford.
It sounds like Lafferty was just here, like in the last couple of weekends. Very excited to see this on the schedule. You've been messaging back and forth a little bit this week, so I'm sure he has given it all that he's got here this evening.
A little early scouting there for Lafferty then.
Maybe so.
Licking his chops at the reverse layout.
Brody Gunter made a mistake, a little bit of an off track for him, but the bad news is that Rhett Nichols had a bit of a moment out of the downhill chicane last time around, and now he has got his hands full with James Watson.
And Watson knows how to apply the pressure, and he knows how to put you in an uncomfortable position. See how close he can get to Nichols here, see if he can force a mistake out of the driver currently in 2nd.
Well, I can tell you this much. Only 2 drivers right now are sitting at a 0X. I mean, everybody has found their way off the track thus far, except for Dakota DeMade and Joshua Rutherford. As Brody Gunter is off the track, he's back on. He will lose quite a bit of time, though. It's Rhett Nichols now on the same straightaway here. It was a 2-second advantage. Now it's down to maybe a 1.5 seconds.
Whoa, James Watson much better in the braking zone there.
That was close.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's hard to really do anything with it.
Oh, issues for Christopher Kresge. He is around backwards down the hill and still trying to find his way back onto the track.
Watson is absolutely hounding Nichols, but while those two battle, Christopher Hill is working his way towards them as well. This is about to be a 3-car battle for 2nd.
Hill's issue is that he continually is finding his way off the track to the right there through the final turn. I mean, he has racked up 5 incident points already.
Oh, and nearly made contact with Kresge.
That was very, very close there. Gunter's got back on the bike here. He's pulled out to a 1.9 second lead again on Nichols. Nichols with some separation back to Watson, and Hill lost some time there with Kresge. Kyle Allen up in the top 5, but he's about 8 seconds behind your top 4.
Oh, and Hill really getting the rear tires slid out there in the final corner.
I'm sure it's not looking great there, as Corey Rutherford going to stay out wide.
Take a quick look and see what happened to Matt Short. I'm guessing may have caught too much of the curbing in this little chicane here. Yep, that is certainly the case.
Easy to do. If you miss it just to the right, you are going to go flying. And it's not easy to see either. You know, it wasn't designed to be run this direction.
Let's go inside the cockpit with James Watson as he continues to try and apply the pressure to Nichols, find a way around.
Austin Lafferty parked perpendicular around one of the blind corners, but will get it pointed back in the right direction, but he loses a ton of spots. The leader's coming up on him here momentarily.
Man, you can see so much gravel. There, a couple of drivers have gone off.
Christopher Hill is off and into the barriers. Hill's still in fourth, but went way off the track. And I think might be able to continue, but he made contact with the barrier there off to the right.
I mean, there's definitely looks like there's a little damage to the rear wing, but other than that, it doesn't look like anything too bad.
Wheels look aligned. That's a big component there. Meanwhile, Matt Schlosser just made the move for fifth as Brody Gunter from the lead is around. Gunter down the hill in the chicane. We were just talking about that same spot as Christopher Hill. Gunter from the lead now down to third, and the new race leader is Rhett Nichols in lap traffic with James Watson right behind him.
Boy, we have a lot to look back at here. This
Yes,
is
we
Daredevil. Let's take a look at the off track for Hill. Oh, and he actually kind of got loose in the left-hand portion going down that little chicane, and he backed the rear wing into the tire barrier, so that's kind of where that little rear wing damage came in. But other than that, it appears to be okay. Definitely not going to be optimal by any means. And let's take a look at the leader, Brody Gunter. His is going to be fairly similar. Oh, and he has a little bit of lap traffic to contend with. With Lafferty, he doesn't get to take a good angle in there, and he goes way off the right side of that chicane. And you saw Nichols and Watson go through there. So Gunter forced to take a bit of a shallow entry and misjudged it.
Christopher Hill way off the track again as Nichols and Watson going to get through on J.W. Miller. I mean, they are nose to tail. They don't have to worry about anything with Gunter and Hill behind them. Oh, as Cody Claiborne is around and into the barrier.
Boy, I said patience. I didn't think it was going to be this early on that we would see this many off tracks, but lo and behold, it has happened.
I mean, we're a quarter of the way through this race, only 12 and a half minutes in, and the handle is going away. The off tracks are creeping on track with the gravel and the grass and the mud. And on top of all that, you got to find a way to advance your position, make up time, and deal with the minefield that is everybody going off left, right, and center.
Battle inside the top 10. Matacek looking to take ninth away from Amspacher.
Boy, what a first race for both of these guys. Zach Amspacher, a special stage driver in the Pro Truck Series from this past season. We're in different hemispheres of the field usually, but did share the track with him. You and I both did a couple of times. So having to deal with Joshua Matacek now in their battle for ninth.
A little bit further ahead as Christopher Hill continues to try and nurse this car with some damage. Matt Schlosser is now caught up to the 101 and is looking to take away fourth.
Schlosser running very consistent laps. Has just picked his way slowly and steadily through this field.
Oh, man. Hill, just about every time down that hill, has Those right side tires way off the surface.
Watson is starting to look around for ways through here on Rhett Nichols. Just took it to the outside in the first turn, trying to cut underneath, and he is here.
He might feel like if he can get through on Nichols, he can kind of run away with this thing. He has certainly been on the heels of Nichols this entire time, but just has not been able to find a way around.
Don't forget, we do have a pit stop to make in this race, and the pit window will open here in about 3 or 4 laps' time to make it to the end. If Watson is looking to take it that route. Meanwhile, maybe don't count Brody Gunter out yet. He just clocked the purple lap of the race back in third, but he's still 4 seconds behind. Still, lots of lap traffic in front of our leaders here.
I was going to mention for some of those folks out there that are Daredevil fans that might not be super familiar with Brody Gunter, typically how Gunter operates is if something goes awry, he gets back in the saddle and he pushes it harder than he was before. I mean, he does not back down, and in fact, sometimes it makes him even faster. So we'll certainly have to watch out for Gunter throughout the rest of this race.
Same spot, off track. Christopher Hill kept it out of the barriers, but this will drop him positions. Now he's down to 7th. Oh, and Dakota DeMade will pick up his first off track, getting around the 101. And Matt Short and Christopher Hill all going to be battling here with DeMade.
Oh, DeMade stuck on the outside there. That just does not work through that first turn.
First mistake of the race for DeMade, and it's going to cost him 2 spots. Gunter at the stripe this time. Another purple lap, a full second faster than Watson and Nichols. I mean, he's coming back here with a vengeance.
Matt Short, pretty good run here off the final corner. Will he have an opportunity? He's going to look to the inside. Oh! Hill tries to turn down as much as he can, side by side. And Hill prevails. Purple lap of the race for Brody Gunter.
That's the 3rd lap in a row, I think. 41.58. That is a wild, wild lap. Gunter now inside of 2 seconds behind Watson, who is still about 3 car lengths back from Rhett Nichols.
I think Watson is realizing he really needs to try and get around Nichols because these two have kind of been battling amongst themselves. Gunter has made up a lot of time on both of them in the last 3 or 4 laps.
Pit window is open if either of them want the undercut. Nichols off into the grass there. Going to throw a defensive move out of desperation. But he'll go wheel to wheel with Watson, who will lead it across the stripe. Watson going to be at a disadvantage here, but gets down on the power a lot sooner than Nichols, and he'll have the preferred positioning here on the right.
Oh, boy.
When Nichols has to back out, you cannot short side that turn and not expect to be off in the gravel. New leader, James Watson.
Oh, and Nichols nearly biffed it. He was able to make the save somehow. That car was completely sideways in the air.
Oh, Matt Short with an issue. We'll lose 1 spot now as Brody Gunter went along there in the final turn. Short back to 7th.
Christopher Hill, your first driver down pit road, getting service here. He just needed a little bit of a reset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe try and get out of a little bit of traffic, a little bit of a mental reset here for the 101.
Well, unfortunately, he is dropped right in the middle of traffic now, with Paul Ellison and Austin Lafferty sandwiching him. But the pit window is open. We'll see who is going to be the first of our leaders to make the call.
Watson made a little bit of a mistake there through the penultimate corner. Nichols able to gain a little bit of time on him. And look at this. Brody Gunter all of a sudden not far behind at all, behind Rhett Nichols.
Yep, inside of a second. About 1.3 to the lead. Nichols and Gunter both turned the purple lap, one after the other, last time around. 41.53 into 41.45. For anybody that's newer to the Lotus 79, these tires do not wear. They just get hot. And for some drivers, that is exactly how they want it. That might be how Rhett Nichols wants it here as he is charging out of the final turn. Watson will do the exact same thing. Trying to put Nichols in a box there on the outside. And that time it works.
I'm sure Gunter is sitting back here just hoping both of these drivers get together.
That'd be the easy way, wouldn't it? The other issue for Gunter is I would imagine he's going to start to get the connectivity flag here. His ping has started to spike, and he has started to blink quite a bit.
Matt Short just made a pass on Dakota DeMade. DeMade gave up the inside there into turn number 1.
And Gunter is into the pits from third.
Be curious to see what kind of an answer comes from Watson and Nichols. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Watson was all the way off the ground.
Off the right side.
Good Lord. And I think the exact quote from Rhett Nichols in practice was something to the degree of, I can run a few laps like that, but if I want to win the race, I can't run any laps like that. As Watson locks it up and slides through the first turn. Yeah, Watson's starting to struggle with a handle on this car. Off track there, Nichols continues to gain little by little. I mean, literally flying down the hill like it's a rally car. Matt Short is in pit road.
That's the power of the 79, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't check the floorboards, so you know you can beat him up all you want. Oh, Corey Rutherford down the pit straight is around. And facing the correct direction, which for this race is the wrong way. Well, should have a flurry of activity down pit road here in the next few laps. These drivers cannot go much further than that.
Goodness.
I mean, that's literally Monster Jam stuff right there. That's ridiculous. Absolutely absurd.
From Nichols.
Oh, Nichols,
and
way
Nichols
off.
off the racetrack.
Way off, and he will combo that with a move to pit road. I think he made speed. It was awfully close.
I believe that was an unplanned pit entrance there, but it was
I agree.
A nice move to make that the pit entry there for Nichols.
Watson just had Cody Claiborne spin directly in front of him, but Watson was able to avoid contact with the 31 and did not get held up all that much. So that's the best news for Watson here. We'll see how quickly he will answer. Kyle Allen is down pit road.
So
Watson stays out.
Nichols came out in front of Gunter by a pretty good margin here. Gunter over 2.5 seconds behind Nichols.
That gap was a little less than a second when he did come to pit road. So it begs the question if Gunter maybe took tires, but then again, I think the gap would be larger than that. So I think that may just come down to where you pit and who you came out amongst.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of time to be made up on pit entry as well. I'm showing pit lane time was about a second more for Gunter.
Joshua Matacek is down pit road. Watson is not. Still out here on track on lap 35. We think this is right about the end of the fuel window. Yeah,
Well,
more
we
than
know-
enough to finish here.
I think Watson will take this strategy just about every race this season. He's going to try and run this thing out of fuel as much as he can here.
I mean, that strategy is what should have gotten him the win last week. It was half a lap from a guaranteed victory before the caution came out and wiped that chance away.
I'm not even sure it was a half. I think it might have been
A
quarter of a lap. Here is the pit entrance for Watson. I wouldn't call that super aggressive.
Well, the pit road speed is only 37 here, which I think is 40 kilometers, maybe 50. Not 100% sure.
Do I need to ask?
Oh, boy. Go ahead.
What's a kilometer? We'll keep it tame for the broadcast here.
Yeah, there you go. All right, moment of truth. Here's Watson. Nichols in traffic, but he is not too far behind. Oh, problems for Gunter and DeMade. They made contact out of the final corner, battling for position. Gunter will take the spot, but not without a little haggling there. Problems now for Joshua Matichek around in the first turn.
Take a look at this between Gunter and DeMade through this final corner. Oh, and DeMade just couldn't get the power down. Gunter went off the racetrack on the left side, still able to make the pass. Christopher Hill trying to make as much of this race as he can, was one of the favorites coming into the night, as he always is at a road course. Unfortunately, is battling. Oh, and he's gone off again! The exact same
man.
position.
Oh, Watson and Nichols blast by with barely any room to spare.
Boy, this night just keeps going from bad to worse for Christopher Hill.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Here's Nichols with a look. Watson leaving the door open, but Nichols is not quite close enough to take advantage. Problems for Cody Claiborne and Zach Amspacher there into the first turn, and Claiborne will run afoul of the incident limit. And rather than come back around and take the penalty, he will tow back to the pits as Dakota DeMade is down pit road.
Yeah, I don't think I mentioned that pre-race that here on the road courses, 17X is a drive-through, 21X is a DQ. On the ovals, we don't really have to worry about that because if you have an X of any large amount, you're probably out of the race anyways. But here there are some penalties to be had. Whoa, and video just got extremely choppy all of a sudden. I do not know what's happening. Hopefully this will pass.
Good old Scottish 430 frame drop.
Whoa.
Oh, Watson. I mean, that was a tank swapper there, and Nichols is right back to within a car length.
Oh, look at this in heavy traffic.
Ellison doing his duty and yielding there, but we had cars entering pit road at the same time. That was nauseously close.
That was the definition of threading the needle.
Absolutely.
Another battle a little bit further back. Kyle Allen and Matt Short. Short trying to take this fifth spot away. The early incident for Matt Short, and he has rebounded nicely here.
Oh, Christopher Hill, and that car is finally done. That is a four-wheel slide into the barriers, lost two of the wheels, and his night is over. And a quick exit for the 101. Oh, Watson is wide into turn one, and Nichols is on the power. Nichols will have an opportunity to capitalize here. Tough place to make a pass, and Nichols is looking. Not sure he's going to find it, though. But the pressure is still being applied here. 20 to go. Heavy lap traffic in front of these two. And it's not even so much having to make the passes that you have to worry about here. It's just the fact that these drivers are just as capable of making a mistake as you are. As Watson and Nichols are both off the track there in the final turn. And Watson wide again into one, right up to the tub there of Corey Rutherford. And Nichols pulls alongside. Watson again going to pull ahead. Nichols has to roll out of it. The handle seems to be going away here for Watson as that's a car off right in front of him. It's Matt Short. And another one off. That's Austin Lafferty. God, it's an absolute graveyard.
But a moving graveyard. Most everybody's still on the racetrack.
This is like one of those fancy funerals in Africa where they put the coffin on a spinner. I'm sure everybody's seen those videos. It's a funeral, but with capitalized fun. Kyle Allen is the one in front of the leaders here.
One might call it a funeral.
Yeah, I guess. Depends on who you ask, I think, at this point. Allen is running in 5th, by the way.
Yes. So they have lapped up to 5th only.
No. Matt
4
Short.
drivers.
Short continued problems. The whole left side tub of that car is missing, and he is back to the pits and out of the race.
Well, I'm afraid I might have spoke too soon. Short did rebound nicely, and fortunately things have gone a little sideways again. Only 4 drivers on the lead lap right now. 17 left to go, coming to 16 right now.
Incident counts. Watson at 6. Nichols at 12. Gunter at 15.
Ooh,
These
boy.
guys, Nichols and Gunter especially, cannot afford any off tracks or any contact of any kind. They are walking right up to that line. Watson doesn't quite have this race buttoned up, but he's certainly in a good position here if he can just keep this car on the track or at least on the ground.
I mean, that's every lap. I mean, it's not like... I mean, I
ridiculous.
say it every lap, but it happens every lap, and he just does it fine. I don't understand.
It's just silly. As Matt Short's in the chat with us, this is a toughie. This is a toughie. Everybody's out here struggling. Somehow, I don't want to jinx it. So I'm not even going to say it, actually. We'll talk about it after the race. Not even going to say it.
Yeah, but you really want to say it.
I do. Well, you know what? He's not on the lead lap, so it won't count for the 0-0 challenge. Joshua Rutherford is still rocking a 0X. I'm just pointing that out.
Smooth as butter here, baby. He's inside the top 10.
Kyle Allen at a 1X. And Brody Gunter now is 1X away from a pass-through penalty.
A lot of race to go here for him.
There's a lot of race to go. That's an alarming number for him to be at right now.
Well, for Matt Short, you got a whole society of Matts behind you. So, if anybody can pull through, it's up.
Certainly. I believe in the power of Matt. Here's Watson in lap traffic. It's Joshua Rutherford in front. They just got through, I believe, on Zach Emspacher, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's Victor Aldrich, actually. Nichols with another off track. He's up to 13. So a car contact from here would incur the limit. But he's going for the lead. To driver's right into the first turn. Watson trying to string him along here. That was very nicely done there for Watson. And by the way, there was Joshua Rutherford's off track. So nobody's at 0 anymore. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
I wasn't even one of the worst ones.
No. I wish I would have
man.
thought to put a camera there.
We're on board with Nichols, and you could see and feel and hear that the rear of that car really wanted to slide right there.
There are only about 3 battles for position on the track. Dakota DeMade and Zach Amsbach are battling for 6th right now. And then the battle for the lead. Paul Olsen and Austin Lafferty also battling for the 11th position.
Whoa! Oh my goodness!
God. That is ridiculous. Oh, Nichols. He got lucky there. That was not an off track according to the sim. 10 laps to go. It's been an absolute blitz of a race here.
Here's that battle for 6 between DeMade and Amsbacher. DeMade has pretty heavy traffic in front of him, so this could be a little bit tricky there. I haven't mentioned Paul Ellison's name really at all tonight, other than when you just mentioned it. Put a little bit of a gap on Lafferty. And Lafferty has a J.W. Miller right behind. This is actually the group that's in front of DeMade. Oh, and Gunter, I believe, has eclipsed the limit. He is down pit road.
Yes, he did. Right there out of the final turn. He'll bring it down pit road. Pass-through penalty will clear it up. And he'll hope to not have 4 more. As that is... Oh, dear.
Came out in a bad spot to not have...
Down the jump is off the track. Nichols from 2nd. He'll still have the runner-up spot, but he has lost 6.5, making 7 or 8 seconds now. As now problems in the back of the field. That is an absolute pile-up. Amsbacher, Miller, Lafferty, all hung together. They continuing to bang wheels here as they get unstuck. I think Brody Gunter was in that mix as well.
Yeah, well, that's what...
Oh, and I just realized the DQ limit is 25, not 21. Yes, it is. So Gunter got lucky that I forgot the rules. So he's got 4 more X to play with here, but I mean that was a massive pile up there. Gunter, Miller, Lafferty, Amsbacher all getting involved. And now it is a 7-second lead for James Watson. And no cautions here on the road courses. But this is anything but settled.
Take a look at the replay
news.
for Nichols here. I mean, he has been launching it down this hill all day long. And this one just finally came up to bite him. Does a really nice job to not hit the tire barrier there, so car should be fairly clean, but time-wise, the damage has been done. And let's take a look at that prior incident with the big group. Gunter and Lafferty were side by side. Oh, and gets run into the back by J.W. Miller, and Amsbacher piles in as well. to take another look at that. Gunter had to slow down side by side with Lafferty, and Miller piled in there. But now back live, just 5 laps to go. Watson still out front by a nice margin, over 6 seconds. Just cannot afford any mistakes.
Nichols is driving hard, but he's also 2 points away from a pass-through penalty here in the incident count. Nichols has made up almost a second over the last couple of laps, but that's still not quite enough pace. Watson with a couple more lap cars to get through here, and then he'll have relatively clean racetrack in front of him. We'll have to deal with the home driver, Austin Lafferty, and J.W. Miller, fresh off of their incident. Those cars are going to be banged up. Drivers were instructed if they're falling a second lap down to yield to the leaders as safely and as reasonably as possible.
You'll notice that Watson is not really sending it down that hill at all now.
No, he is not.
He is being pretty cautious through there. Got some traffic in front now as well, side by side for position.
And
He just
Lafferty,
needs everybody to clear. Ah, boy, they are really battling. That is Miller and Lafferty, and
that was close.
yeah. James Watson just saw another lead going away, flash before his eyes.
Yes, he did. Lafferty now will yield as Paul Ellison having some problems down the front straightaway here. Looks like he will get it back in motion.
And
As
Lafferty has spun.
Oh, and that will put him over the pass-through penalty limit. 2 to go for Watson. I mean, with all that happening, Rhett Nichols has made massive inroads, but, I mean, Nichols mired in traffic here.
Certainly is. That was Amsbacher and Matichek battling for a spot. Amsbacher up to 7th.
Nobody in front of Watson here.
Four and a half second lead, just coming up to 1 lap to go. Just needs to keep it on the racing surface.
Final lap for James Watson. He's entering this season as the 2-time defending series champion, but last season was the first season that he didn't win a Daredevil series race. He said last week, "What do I have to do to win?" Well, you just have to have a night like this. For the first time in his career, James Watson has won at a road course with the Daredevil series. Watson takes Knockhill. Rhett Nichols in second. And after all is said and done, I think Brody Gunter is going to finish in third because he's the last driver on the lead lap.
Boy, what a wild, wild race.
Man, he was distraught after last week. There's no doubt about that. He is going to be absolutely tickled pink.
This will be an interesting interview. There's no doubt about it. He decided to not go for the interview last week, and it is the complete opposite feeling here, I'm sure. Absolute jubilation for the 39 this week.
And that is a 6th career Daredevil Series victory, which now makes it a 4-way tie atop the all-time wins list. He joins Michael DeTurk, Hunter Engrav, and Christopher Hill in that tie for the lead. Let's get to the full finishing rundown after only 42 minutes and 47 seconds. It's James Watson with the win, Brett Nichols in second, and the last lead lap finisher is Brody Gunter in third. We'll talk to these three guys here, hopefully, in just a moment. It is Matt Schlosser in fourth and Kyle Allen in fifth. Sixth place to Dakota DeMade. Seventh for Zach Amsbacher in his debut. Likewise there for Joshua Matacek in the eighth position. Joshua Rutherford and Victor Aldrich, your top 10. 11th for Paul Ellison. It is 12th for J.W. Miller, Christopher Kresge in 13th. 14th for Austin Lafferty. And 15th for Corey Rutherford. Matt Short in 16th, Christopher Hill in 17th, and Cody Claiborne, the last driver to take the green flag here tonight, in the 18th and final position. Let's go in search of your podium finishers, and we'll hot swap Brody Gunter straight into the booth here after quite the eventful race here this evening, to say the least. But after the big win last week, another podium, not a too bad way to start off the season here. Congrats.
I just feel like an idiot.
I mean, everybody had an issue at some point. That was, I mean, we're taking jumps like we're in special stage here at certain points. I mean, things like that are bound to happen.
I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like I was an idiot in the car. I mean, I feel like I just made so many dumb mistakes. I mean, I didn't probably look the best like I should have. Didn't drive the best. I mean, if I wasn't an idiot, I probably would have been like tens of seconds in front of both of them. But me just keep wrecking myself, or getting wrecked by other people occasionally. There's a couple that was up to people put me that far behind. So good race to both of them too. They did a good job keeping two clean races. I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like it was an idiot magnet and an idiot myself.
Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, well, I mean, still come away with a podium finish, so it's not all for naught here tonight. Do you feel like part of that is, this car and track combo? I mean, this is a car that you really have to push to be fast. I mean, this is a track that you almost have to drive over the limit at all times. I mean, does that sort of play into just mistakes being made by basically everybody here tonight?
I would definitely say so. I mean, the car is very difficult to drive here, but I feel like it was a lot of fun, pushing on the edge and that whole section from, like, I guess when you go down the hill toward the chicane jump to when you finally climb the back to front straightaway. That whole section is so fun where you feel like you're on the ground for half that section. And the fly over the jump straight to the cones. I actually appreciate iRacing not making those cones like actual cuttings every time you touch them, because it's pretty forgiving to where you can just ramp straight over it, and as long as you land okay-ish, you won't get sent off to the left or right. But I mean, I had a lot of fun tracking car. I don't know how other people felt about. I know we had I know it's the last person finished in the lead lap, and I finished third, so that tells you a lot about I feel like the pace gap and just also all the incidents that happened. But I feel like it was a lot of fun, kind of partly the reason why I'm just disappointed in myself for the multiple spin-outs I had, as well as I guess not expecting on one specific lap car to not hand me over spots like everyone else was, especially when they're multiple laps down.
Well, it's you said a word in there that I probably wouldn't apply to any part of this race here tonight, but that's forgiving. So hopefully we have some forgiveness, especially directed at me going forward, because I specifically was the one that put this race on the calendar. But
I thought it was a lot of fun. I felt like it was a good pick. I mean, it was probably the actual racing aspect was probably difficult. I mean, I'm sure James, for those first 15, 20 laps being behind Rhett, would to say this probably wasn't the best experience up until he got the lead because the passing being so difficult. But I felt like the track and car itself, both of those, and setup. I don't know who made the setup, but unless is it just an iRacing set?
Nope.
No, okay. Well, whoever made the setup and obviously the car and track here combined, I feel like was all in a really fun combo in itself.
All right. Good things about the setup. I made it.
Love that.
Yep. Let's get some shout outs in before we let you go.
CGI graphics, Mutt Music Productions, and then everyone at Tone 200, whether everyone that raced tonight, and you guys are broadcasting it.
All righty, partner. Thanks for the time here tonight. Congrats on the podium. We'll hope to talk to you again next week at Iowa.
Congrats on the car too, by the way.
Hopefully.
Yeah, on the
Which
what?
part?
For the car, your real life car that you got.
Oh, thank you. Yes, yeah, a non-race car. My first ever new car, because all my race cars have been used cars that we bought from other people. So that's my first ever new car. It was nice to move up from I think a 2009 that we bought in 2012 F-150 that has pulled many trailers back and forth the racetrack. So that's what I drove for the first 4 years. So it's nice to get an upgrade.
Well, go enjoy the new whip then, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, thank you guys.
All righty, let's pull up your second place finisher here tonight. It's been a while since we talked to Rhett Nichols here on the channel, but he will bring home the runner-up spot this evening, and a hard-fought one at that. Welcome back to the booth, partner, and congrats on a strong run here tonight.
Thank you very much. It never feels good to lose to the boss, though. It never feels good. I'm supposed to be the one driving and beating him. I don't know what happened. Nah, he ran an excellent race.
I was going to say, Matt Williamson can relate to you on that one, but no, I'm just kidding. But, I mean, you guys absolutely threw down at the front of this field here today. I mean, you two were running each other hard.
Absolutely, man. Oh, gosh, I'm so worn out. James had something else going down that downhill chicane. I could catch him on every other corner. I was getting better runs off the turn one, but man, he gained so much time going down that downhill. And I was like, I'm going to sit behind him and wait. He's eventually going to spin. It has to happen. And then lap 50 came around and he didn't spin. And I was like, I got to do something. 2 laps later, I freaking spin it.
I mean, I think Matt and I were both as mystified as you were that he kept taking that jump literally and just kept planning it. But regardless, Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, congrats on a great race here tonight. I mean, it was really fun to watch you two battle back and forth. But, I mean, it's one of those where you just had to push basically as hard as you could and really go over the limit for the entire race, especially the pace that James was putting on there. I mean, did it just feel inevitable that something was going to happen eventually? I'm sure you got to lap 50 and went, I can't believe we haven't crashed yet.
Yeah, this track was amazing. It was on a knife edge the whole time. The last corner you're on a knife edge, going through turn 2 and the left-hander there at the end of the railroad straight, it's a knife edge, and down the hill it's a knife edge. Even the easy flat-out left-hander after the downhill chicane. That you do that a little bit wrong and suddenly you're in the gravel and you're in the middle of nowhere. You're ending up in freaking England going, what the hell? This is the wrong country.
Oh man. Well, it's been a while since we got to talk to you here. But man, I'm looking forward to many more of these, or as many as we can get from you anyway. I mean, this was spectacular here tonight. Let's get some shout outs in before we let you go.
Yeah, I got to shout out Team Watson Racing, the Turn 200. You guys up here in the booth, you guys put on a great show. I want to thank what engine partner do I want to say I have today? We're gonna say we have a what's a weird car manufacturer? We're gonna say it's a Saab engine in the back of that one. That's today. It's a short track. It's got a rally course in it, so we needed to get some Saab in there to get up the hills and everything. So, but thank you all very much for the league. It's been an amazing time every time I come out.
Absolutely, partner. Thanks for the time as always. We'll hope to talk to you again next week.
Thank you
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Well, it's time to talk to James Watson as a race winner. It's 7 days late, but better late than never. And a first career Daredevil road course win at that. How about it, partner?
Oh my god. I've freaking won a road race. How about that? I didn't think that ever happened. Holy crap.
I mean, well, I know what question Matt wants to ask, so we'll let him have it here. But I mean, we always say, I mean, obviously you're a winner with the ASRL Sports Car Championship. You know how to wheel the road courses. But I mean, it fell your way here tonight, but it didn't really fall your way because everybody was having to just work so hard. But I mean, you remained so calm out there on the track when it was absolute chaos around you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have an ASRL win, but it's a silver division. I'm not. I wasn't technically competing with the likes of Brody, Chris, Rhett, Matt, like I am right here. Like
All the guys
they're
that you just beat in this race, is that what you're saying?
well, and and that's basically the reason why I was, wheeling it like hell that I was, because I knew that I had to extract as much pace as possible, as consistent as possible, if I am gonna have a chance. Like I needed to do what I was doing lap after lap, because you saw Rhett was right on me the entire race until he had his mistake towards the end. Like I literally needed to keep doing that lap after lap after lap. It just shows you the level of competition that there is in the league, and iron sharpens iron when you're running up against guys with resumes and skill levels such as some of the guys in this series. You have to do everything you can to get up there and match that and try to best that if you have any sort of hope of doing anything, and that's what I set out to do, and somehow I ended up actually pulling it off for once.
All right, Matt, have at him.
I mean, how in the hell did you not crash going down that? I mean, you were jumping off the ground every time through there. What is the secret?
I mean, I discovered it fairly early in my practicing for this, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing this till I die, so I know what to look out for. All right, still didn't die, still not dead. I continue to draw breath. After like the 30th straight time, I'm like, this might not necessarily be an issue for me. I don't know what it was about the set, but honestly, that was the best Daredevil set we've ever had. Like I was surprised at how hard I could actually drive it. With how high powered this car is. You tend to have to worry about losing a little bit of rear grip, but uh, on almost every corner, I could just like dump the throttle and dump it early, and it just grip, and I'd just be able to shoot off, even with the fact that I'm uh, either the entire or at least part of my car was airborne. I just couldn't believe how stuck to the ground it was, even when I wasn't on the ground. So because of that, I felt comfortable enough to be able to keep doing that lap after lap, and was able to even come up with a couple marks for turn-in points that really helped, because seeing where the hell you're supposed to go in this track was not easy, and if I wasn't able to stumble on those marks to at least give me an idea on uh, where to turn the car, I wouldn't have been anywhere as close. But yeah, thankfully, uh, basically just practicing and practicing hard, and that's really what it boiled down to tonight.
Well, I'm going to die a happy man if I go in the next 7 days. That may be on my tombstone. That 2 people that finished on the podium liked the setup. It's probably a first. But regardless, long overdue. Victory, congratulations from the top step of the podium, partner. Have at him.
Yeah, this is my first win in about a year and a half or something in this series. Yeah, like a year and a half, like back in uh like
Bristol, I think. Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, 2 seasons ago. Like I managed to freaking win the championship without winning a single race. And as awesome as that is, the main goal is the championship. And if given the choice, would I win a bunch of races and finish second in points, or win the championship and no races? I would take the championship any day of the week and twice on Sunday. But winning is really damn cool, and when you don't win, it really sucks. And let me tell you, the about I don't know, 7 days after last week and how that went down, it really sucked. And yeah, like that among a myriad of other things put me in the not the greatest headspace. And it was tough trying to power through it. And the whole point during that race, I'm thinking, it's like, okay, what's gonna kick me in the nads this time? And I'm like the last 2 corners, I'm like, nobody throw a caution, keep your finger off of the yellow button, don't put me through that again. But yeah, like my folks and a lot of the guys on the team have had to deal with not necessarily talking me off the ledge, but pretty much talking me off the ledge. And I just gotta thank them, my folks, Victor, my buddy Isaac Mock, for my buddy Kobe, for always putting up with me and dealing with me flipping my lid seemingly almost every day at this point. So it's nice to reward them for sticking with me and being my rocks out here and helping me stay on my feet enough to where I can get back at it and kind of change the narrative of the bad breaks that I was receiving. So yeah, thanks to all of them for putting up with me. Thanks to everyone at Team Watson Racing Setups. Use code WATSPIN39 for 10% off at checkout. Gotta thank Inside Lane Productions, ZS Designs, and Dizzy V Designs for putting together my paint schemes, Boomer button boxes, Icon Sim Racing Apparel, Binks Designs, and you guys for broadcasting, and the Sim Gaming Expo. In 2 days is when it's gonna be open to the public, so come on out. You'll if you head on by the sim racing area, you'll see my ugly mug, and you might even see another person in this booth here potentially Saturday. So yeah, come on by, check it out, and hang out.
So I think you're going to see quite a few ugly mugs that you may recognize up there in Schaumburg. But regardless, man, awesome stuff here tonight. Congrats on the first road course win. Go celebrate, and we'll hope to talk to you again next week at Iowa.
Here's hoping. Cheers, guys.
And what's funny, after all that, it'll be James Watson and Brody Gunter tied at 1,700 points for the lead headed into the short track at Iowa next week. Sounds like we'll be missing you. We'll hope to be picking up an additional color commentator just to fill in for the week. You'll be back for the next time we go road course racing in 2 weeks' time, which is our doubleheader night at Gateway. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Much of the same of this, but also with half an oval thrown in there as well.
Actually, 3 weeks. I think we have an off weekend there.
Oh, yeah, we do. But in 2 races' time, anyway, we'll be back on a road course and a not too dissimilar one vibe-wise as well.
Oh, yeah, baby.
But regardless, let's wrap it up here tonight. Some closing thoughts on Knockhill. The reviews are in from the top 3. They seem to enjoy it. Something tells me that maybe that feeling doesn't extend very much further down the leaderboard, though.
Yeah, there were a couple of drivers that seemed to have some issues, you would say. I don't know if it necessarily, devolved from the setup, but it sounds like everybody pretty much enjoyed it. I think single car action here is really, really fun just to drive around the racetrack with this car and this setup. But I think when you put other drivers out there, it can get a little testy just because there's not a lot of places to go. So, but it sounds like everybody had a good time overall. I think everybody out there in the chat had a good time here tonight as well, other than maybe Matt Short, unfortunately. But shout out to Don Golden hopping in here towards the very end. No worries about missing it. You can rewind it and still watch it through. So you still have that liberty here on YouTube. So feel free to just rewind it and watch as you may. And you can even skip through the parts that you think might be boring. That's what I like to do. So shout out to Joshua Rutherford for always being in here in the chat as well. Shout out to Matt Short. Robin Monachek, Bailey Marie Monachek, of course, as well. Cheering on Joshua, who was here. A nice 8th place finish for his debut here in Daredevil series. So, thank you guys for tuning in and chatting with us. And Tommy has a stream tomorrow night.
Yes, we do. We got a lot of short tracks coming up here. Tomorrow night, it's the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series from the new scan of Iowa. Catch us there at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesday night, the Venom Truck Series will be at the Magic Mile in New Hampshire. Catch us there at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, or 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, rather. And then we're back to the new scan of Iowa next Wednesday night, this time for the Daredevil Series. Last time we were there, it was quite the show. You don't want to miss it. Catch us for 100 laps next Wednesday night with the Daredevil Series at the usual 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see everybody there. Thanks to everybody that was hanging out in the chat. Thank you very much to the drivers. And thank you to, normally I say the league admins, but that's me and you. So thanks to us. Cheers. And thanks to Matt Williams. As always, that's all we got for you tonight. Until we meet again. From the Knockhill Racing Circuit International Reverse Layout, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long. And congratulations to James Watson. The reigning series champion takes his 6th career Daredevil Series victory, his first on a road course. Have a good night, everybody.